So here we are doing another program assessment. And what I'm looking at showing you this time is that you can do multiple activities. It's quite a simple process. So we're at the confluence of Dry Creek here and the Plenty River in the gorge. So what I intend to do, I've walked around and had a good look around the area to get a sense of what values are here. I'm going to do a condition assessment, and I'm also going to do a waterway assessment, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so for a start, you do what you always do. You open your app, you go to your project, and you'll see you get a blue dot, and that's what you want, because that means the satellite's there and it's capable of recording. So I'm going to add this site, and it's an activity. And I'm going to say the site name, which is going to be the creek confluence. That's a pretty fancy word, but you might have another way of putting it. Confluence. Yeah, it's great if I could spell it. I just even use a simpler word. Confluence. And what I'm going to do is, for the sake of this, I'm going to also draw a boundary around it. So I'll do to show you how that can be done even in creek ones. So the first thing is I put a boundary and I create. And so I go and mark up using the inbuilt GPS the extent of the area that we looked at. So this will show you how easily you can manipulate things. So you pull it across to near where we were, you push this one up a little bit, and this one across, maybe extend this slightly. So that's got the creek and the confluence, and that'll do me for now. I can do fine tuning either on this if I want to in the app, or I can go and do it on the web app if I want to be more specific. So that's about the area I walk and look around. So I'll save that. Things I'm going to do now are going to be veg condition, which is in the native veg section. So I tap on native veg, up comes condition assessment, and I'm going to do waterway. So I press on waterway, and it gives me a choice of wetland or waterway. In this case, it's going to be waterway. And they're the two that I'm doing. And you'll notice at the bottom of the app, there are now 4 dots, which means there's 4 pages rather than the normal 3. So again, swipe to the left, and the first thing I'll do is the veg condition assessment. And again, we're in a woodland forest setting. The veg structure here, looking around, is pretty good. It's not perfect, but pretty good. So I'll go mostly intact. Large hollow-bearing trees. There's a couple of hollow-bearing trees in our area, but only 2 in the total area, so I'll put sparse. Non-Indigenous woody weeds and vines. So as you can see, there's a fair bit of blackberry in this area just here, and as well as that, there's a number of other woody weeds around. So I think we'd have to say they're probably common. And you'll notice I pressed the wrong one then. It's a very simple matter of just tapping back into it and doing the correct one. So it's very simple tool to edit, you'll find as well. And then we go into the ground load, so the weediness. So basically there are really thick weeds in some places, but not throughout. So it's going to be common in parts. And then the diversity of the ground layer. Possibly if I was here in spring, I'm here in autumn at the moment, it would be more diverse. But at the moment, I can't see a lot of different species. There's quite a few interesting ones on the edge, but not enough to say it's diverse in patches. I'm just going to go with the species common throughout. Okay, so this gives me a condition score of moderate and a vast rating of transformed age, which is pretty accurate. Really, the weeds status is probably what's relative down. Okay, so now I've swiped across into the waterway benchmarking. So the water source here, is it a large river or creek? Is it rainfall drainage? Is it groundwater drainage? Floodplain, artificial, isolated groundwater, etc. I'd say it's a large creek. Like that. the water regime. Is it permanent, semi-permanent, runs and dries most years, runs some years, runs occasionally but water persists, or runs occasionally but brief, and the others are tidal or an old. My feeling is it's some way between permanent and semi-permanent. I understand that the Plenty River does have a series of pools, so I'll go with permanent. Okay. Now, is the waterway area that I'm looking at? Is it going to be all of the site or part of the site? It's going to be all of the site because I want to get all the banks in. The banks are basically what I put in that map. So I'm going to put all the site. Interestingly, it's 2.5 hectares, so it gives you a concept of the area you're dealing with. And it gives you another one in case you were doing with respect to vegetation. It gives you a simple rundown of vegetation as well. So I'm going to put here the vegetation area assessed is surrounding, and that's, like I said, to get the banks, which is the main thing I'm going to do. And it's the veg type, it's tree. It does have some shrubs, like over my shoulder there, you can see some river bulbrush and also some tree violet here grown. So it's shrubby as well. And it's got a fair bit of litter and woody debris. And I think they're going to be the main things there. So you could put others if they were there. Grassy sedge. Yep, there is a bit of grass and sedge as well. You can see down there, there's a little bit of river power. Okay, waterway monitoring. So this asks, these are recorded each site. What's the current state? And these are very simple questions. Is it dry? Is it intermittent flow? Is it intermittent pools and ponds? Is it mostly continuous or it's continuous? Well, at the moment, it's continuous. It's flowing. And then the bank condition. Is it vegetated, gentle slope, incised, no vegetation, or is incised vegetation and stable? I think it is incised. We can see that, but it looks quite stable. So that's the last one. And then this is some simple measures to say something about the water. So the water, it's relatively clear, to be quite honest. And it actually looks pretty good. I can see some a reasonable depth there, but it's not overly muddy. It's not foamy. Like if it had just recently rained and there's a storm and you might have a lot of silt, it would look muddy. But at the moment, it's quite good. I can't really see any of these others, so that's all I'm going to say. It's quite clear. And the comments is I'll just put here and say it's an urban bush area. So you can probably hear some gangangs in the background and a bunch of lorikeets. It's actually quite a sweet spot for birds who get into that sort of thing. Okay, and then we go to the last page, which now are the monitoring indicators that we're going to have in our photo. So basically what we want to see primarily, from my point of view, is we want to see that this stays stable, that the water stays in good condition generally, and probably there's a bit of decent weed control. So I'm going to put there the weed species abundance is important to understand, the native species abundance as well, and shrub regen. Are we getting any of these shrubs that are regrowing? I think they're probably the main things. Oh, there's one for ground cover change after flooding. It does flood down here, so that might be worth just noting as well, because we're going to look at this over time. And probably the water quality, because we're looking at it. So we've got a whole bunch of things we're doing here. Select those. So as you'll notice there, it has 5 things that are being monitored with this single photo. And that's the awesome power of taking good photos that you repeat, because the cameras are so good in phones now that they can actually give you a lot of detail you can drill down to. So now the last step is to take a photo. So I'll just turn around here And I'll look at the scene of where I want. Oh, that's really good, I think. Bit of blackberry there on the right-hand side and the river bottle brush and the water showing clearly in the photo. Yeah, I like that photo. I'll accept that. And there it's popped up. As soon as it comes on your screen, you can save it. And you save it, and there it is. We've done a waterway and a veg condition assessment. That's all it takes. And next time I come here, it'll be to monitor this site. And I'll take the same photo and I'll collect some more data. And then we'll be able to see what the change is. Hopefully it's positive change, or it's at least maintaining itself. But this is a way where we can track over time how this site is responding to management.